Hello and welcome back to Let's Embrace Vampire. Anyway, we not talk. Yeah, there we go.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr.
Let's just
Jonathan
start
Reed,
talking around,
the
shall
new
we?
surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr.
new
Swansea has
target.
already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already
All
read about your new
members.
blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
I'm sorry, but she just reminds me of damn it, what's her name? Hello. Oh, Missy Doubtfire.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
I don't know why. I'm sorry.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you
Think
think
we
this
could.
hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Well, first off, you don't resign.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
So he's fatigued, basically.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No, I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
And that's how bad, like, you know, hygiene and stuff happen. We don't have any hints. Alright,
Goodbye,
cool.
nurse.
Bye.
Call me if you need assistance.
Hello! Hi there.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Who's Dr.
What
Swansea?
kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
You know.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Well.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Yeah.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
I mean, let's be honest, he did say he couldn't feel his arm, so I would imagine he'd be in quite a bit of shock as well as some, like,
Good evening, sir.
you know.
So
like
it
a-
is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
Hi.
I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Good God,
Dr.
Reed, you're
Tippett,
huge.
yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Blood transfusion specialist, Dr. Reed. I am blood transfusion. Anyway, how's your life in London?
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
My positive
Tell me
character traits is
more
I don't have
about
coffee right
cherished
now, which
people,
is
then.
sad.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Indeed. What's the situation?
What is the
now?
Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's the same everywhere.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
That's why I say that. Oh, let's see. How's my rise level of 2? I'm not gonna go much more into your life, so to speak. But for now, we
Goodbye,
believe you.
Dr. Tippett.
Anywho, hello there.
Last thing our patients need.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Oh, level 2 mesmerize. Oh,
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think my dead body can walk itself back. I mean, what did I say? Ah, I said nothing at all. Haha! Let me just leave.
Goodbye, Milton.
Anyway.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
I'm going to talk to this guy. I think I'll make this guy the last guy I talk to. I think I should
Good
be
evening,
able to
sir.
mesmerize him.
Can I help you?
Unless
And
you're
I
here to
get
fix
this
my face.
Thingy done.
No,
Ish.
I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position
Where's
of
that?
head
Okay.
surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
That's because that's who you still are. Even with half a face missing.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be
So in
assured
other
I'm
words, you're being
smiling
apathetic.
inside.
Or attempting to be as apathetic as possible.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Anywho. Yeah.
Damn. The pain.
Now, I'm looking for one other person, and that looks like her. Hello there, Mrs.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
A vampire? Really? Here in the hospital?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional, They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
No, I can understand the concept perfectly well, but just, you know...
I'm assuming you
rest
must
of
be
it.
a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see.
Maybe if
Don't
you
worry.
stopped proclaiming it
These
so
people
bloody
will
loud,
not
no one
find
would
you
be
here.
chasing you.
I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Well, if they're men and women, then, you know...
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Yeah. You're a vampire. Say nothing. Anyway, I'm going to quickly run over here and grab this. Boop. And I believe there's also a medical record for Mr. Thomas. Here? Nope. Oh, is this it? Aha! Thomas Elwood. Thomas Elwood, male, age 28, followed by Dr. Tippets. Status convalescence. Date of administration September the 16th. Date of release to be determined. Notes: the patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strongest sedatives, he affirms that he regularly endures severe pain from the wounds, as if the flames are still burning under the skin, he says. The examinations of the cauterized tissues shows no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could be a case of our persisting nerve damage. The patient never ceases to blame himself for the disfiguration. Could be a case of guilt of the survivor. Phantom pain, manifestation of punishment for the not yet dying with his comrades. Also, by the way, I am dyslexic, so if anyone gets a bit antsy about reading wrong or anything like that, yeah, I apologise. But it's very difficult for me to actually read consistently correctly. Hence why I basically say what's there, but stray from it, because I didn't manage to read quick enough, essentially. I mean, I could read a lot slower, but people could get annoyed. Anywho, I think the point still gets across, generally speaking.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing Patience.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Delusions can actually give you a form of release, but still.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
You can't hide forever?
You know you can't hide forever. One day you'll have to face your loved ones. Until that day, you have no chance of real recovery.
My friends all died in the trenches. It's shameful enough to be alive with these stupid scars. I don't want my children to see me like this.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You told me
Some
before
people
you
just
don't want
get
your
started
children
on
to see you like this. Do you have any other family?
My sister Agatha has raised me nippers since their mother died. Don't want them to look at me like this.
How could children despise their father injured in the war?
What do you think? They saw me. Once. My poor angels left the room crying. They keep on having nightmares every week, my sister told me.
Your sister's not a child. I'm sure she has nothing but respect for a wounded soldier, and you are her brother.
You don't know my sister Agatha. She may be young, but she's all discipline and morality. If she ever found out what really happened...
She doesn't have to know.
She's a sly one, my sister. One day she'll find out the truth and knock 7 bells out of me. Nah. I'm better off here.
Well, you say that, but nom nom nom. Yep, I know this is rather sudden, we just had a nice conversation, but I did say I was going to eat. Hey, Thelma! Oh, you're not there. Don't mind me. We're not doing anything. Just having a dance with this guy. Yep. Hi, Thelma. It seems that you're, you know... Give us a hug.
So this is how it ends. Farewell, my life, you betrayed me, good.
Oh, Thomas's cross. Is that like a weapon or something? Like, what is Thomas's cross? Okay, so it's not a weapon. I don't know what Thomas's cross says. I'm now really fascinated to see what this cross thing is all about. Oh, I kind of feel bad now. Oh, one of Thomas's last possessions is seen as junk. Oh, I feel really bad for that, actually. Oh well. Quick, run away! No one will know it's you.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Anywho, let's examine this blood, shall we? Oh, did we get... Oh, we got treatment for headache early. Wait. Oh, right, we were given the treatment for headache. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Let us quickly, though, upgrade this hacksaw. Actually, you know what? How's this hatchet? It goes up to 235 with 10 attack speed. 200s. With a lot faster attack speed. So I could get more attacks off with this, honestly, for the cost of the other one. 25 stamina. Yeah, I definitely think that it's probably better to use a hacksaw, personally. I feel mildly bad for that, but I'm fascinated to see what will happen. So
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Oh, I have so much time now. Anyway. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not going to read this one, but basically it's saying that vampires have super speed. They call themselves Ekin, not vampires. They also slowly develop different psionic abilities that allows them to manipulate mortals. And they can also sense blood. But yeah, pause it and read. They can also sense disease, if I remember right. But yeah, feel free to pause and read. Anywho. Sorry, that was just a big wall of text, so I'm like, oh no, not reading that. That would take me like a year. Anywho, let's get, I still feel mildly bad for basically just killing that guy and then going, oh look, across, that's junk. Let's go, I think, with fast regeneration. Actually, well, I would like more health, please. I think we start with 100 health. So that's double our health already. We are not allowed to go any further up. Big thirst. I'm not going to be using much blood, I wouldn't imagine. Faster regen would be nice. From a bait. More damaging bait would be kind of cool. Honestly, I never went into this stuff, so I have no idea how it's like, but we can restart our skills later on if we decide to change it. Which I think I probably will, honestly. Let's get more health. Or not, because we don't have the thingy for it, that's cool. And, can we get this? Yeah, I want this if I can. I don't think... Yeah, I can, alright, cool. There we go. Seems good to me, and let's continue. Major district events. Every night, the consequences of your actions may improve or degrade the health district of the health. The district health status, even. The District of the Health. Good job, mate. It can be degraded due to diseases spreading among citizens, or the death of citizens in general, I believe. The more lives you take, the unhealthier the district becomes. If the district's health status drops below the critical threshold, it will plunge into chaos. It is for you to decide the district's fate. Oh noes! Two men's dead's dead. Now I'm really wondering what will happen to Thelma. Oh, she's been lost! Oh! Oh, what? Alright. That's kind of cool. We already know everything we need to about Dr. Swansea, but he has level 6 mesmerize, so that's never happening in any time soon. We need to get higher level for munching on Milton and Tippett's here. We don't know about the rest of the people. I do know them, obviously, but, you know. We didn't eat any of these guys. Alright, cool.
I plan to stay here until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Oh, don't worry, I think your thirst for blood will be satiated. Quite well. Oh, Dr. Jonathan, I asked Nurse Screen's security office on the second floor, please forgive my austere decoration, but the Pembroke Hospital was not exactly in the Ritz. Sorry to let you discover your office alone, but I need to sleep a little before going back to work. I know, give me a bit. I'm just a mere mortal after all, so I gave you orders to let you rest, and the staff will never enter your room. You will be able to sleep all day without being disturbed. I'm reading! And work at night without any suspicion. I'm afraid the place is quite messy, but you'll be able to conduct your experiments at your own pace, and also I noticed a sign of the open window and the scaffolding that will also let you enter and exit the hospital without being noticed. I imagine how awfully new and disturbing this all must be for you. Believe me, I have studied enough of your species to understand what you must be facing and feeling. Be assured that whatever I can do to help you in this ordeal, I shall. Know that you're not completely alone in facing this. I am glad to have met you in these dark times I will presently be facing. I hope our future collaboration will yield great results. Welcome to the Pembroke, my esteemed colleague. We shall soon talk. Yours sincerely, Dr. Edgar Griffith Swansea. Griffith did nothing wrong! P.S. I left a copy of some of the notes concerning the discovery about the Ekin in the last few years. Feel free to read about it if you need guidance, as long as you don't use this knowledge to take advantage of me. Hi there.
Come on, I don't have all night.
I know, that's why I opened the door. Like, jeez. Hi there.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is
Stop
nearly
scowling
depleted.
at me.
I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
My room is off limits!
Nurse, this room is off limits, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Make sure the rest of the staff are so informed.
Of course, Doctor. And what about the antiseptics? Or do I inform the staff that you're too busy?
I may have a solution.
Maybe
In
too
France,
thirsty.
during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
And with that, I'll leave it there. So until next time, all the best, and I hope you enjoyed.